why do you think your guys' red zone defense has been more effective this year?
I don't know. I haven't even looked at the stats. I think his effort has always been good. I think we've made a few plays down there and been a little bit fortunate. But that's one part of the defense has been pretty solid. Now, if we can just get a few more 3-and-outs, that'd be great.
So you were talking yesterday about kind of the big mistakes that Brandon fell victim to the other day. How do you kind of strike a balance between remaining aggressive as a quarterback, yet also being smart, protecting the football, etc.?
Yeah, I think some of the big mistakes we've made aren't things that are risk adverse, whatever. Anyway, so those are things. And a lot of times, whether it's ball security or just eyes in the proper place, or whoever's making, it's not just quarterbacks, whoever's making big mistakes, a lot of times it's not because of a risky situation, it's just fundamentals they got to be better at.
Do you talk to the quarterbacks a lot about managing the game?
Well, they've always managed the game. Everything we do is down and distance. What we got to do is make sure we're extra cognizant of how important that ball is and the possession of the ball. And I don't want them to play scared from the standpoint of afraid to make a play, but you just got to execute the system. And there are some times where, because of what defense they're in, and maybe it's not the best play call, that it's not going to be the best play. We don't need to make it a bad play by a wrong decision or poor fundamentals.
Does the bye week give you a chance to add anything new, or is it just about protecting?
Yeah, it does. Both on both sides. You got to be careful adding too much with a lot of young guys playing. But as coaches, sometimes we have too much time. We have too much stuff. So we'll probably dial back a little bit the next couple of days.
Is the Colorado offense different with Montez at quarterback versus Sefo Lifau, or is it basically the same?
It's pretty much the same because they were both athletic guys that were willing runners, and they both will run. I think Montez, I've been really impressed. I mean, he's making all the throws. He's a tough guy, and he can really run too. I mean, for a big guy, he can run. And so if you're not keeping contained or you're not, staying in your lanes, he'll make you pay for it.
Different type of runner than Huntley was for Utah?
Not really.
No.
I mean, probably more powerful because he's a bigger guy. He'll do more inside runs, but Huntley would too. The thing is with Montez is he's a really good scrambler as far as scrambling around and extending the play, and he'll scramble to throw as opposed to scramble and run a lot of times.
What kind of dimension does Philip Lindsay bring to that offense for them?
Well, he's just a really good football player. I'm telling you, there's nothing that he doesn't do well. He runs well, he catches the ball, he's a great pass protector. I mean, he does everything that you'd want a tailback. And that's why they use him all the time. I don't blame him. I would use him too every snap.
What makes Shun Brown an effective punt returner?
Well, he's a very good athlete, and he has great field vision. I think all the best punt returners have a sense of field vision both before and after they catch the ball.
Do you want that guy? Obviously, you want that guy to be sure-handed. Do you want that guy to kind of make one move and get up the field? Is that
we always talk about Michael of get a first down and then go from there. So he can get 10 yards vertical, and that's always any punt return. If you tell them if you give them 10 yards, they're tickled to death. If you give them 5 yards, they're pretty happy. We tell them try to get 10 yards and then go from there.
Do you think your team is well suited to play in the altitude, given the way that you train, the altitude here, the heat here, all those things?
Yeah, it's never been an issue before when we've gone up there. I mean, I think you can see the ball sail a little bit when you're kicking it, but it's heat's not going to be a problem. But there's a little bit of elevation, but I don't suspect that'll be any issues.
I know the indoor facility just got approved, but you already have your next item on the list of needs for the program.
I do, yeah. I have a big list. It's actually could take up 3 pages, but the indoors are on top of it. But I have eyes on a really nice patch of green turf right next to us that doesn't get used a whole lot. That I have a whole lot of ideas for that thing. So, as you guys know, you guys are here all the time. There's not a lot of activity on there. I could ensure that there will be.
Trevor Wood played in the last game, but maybe wasn't 100%. Do you expect to be able to get more out of him this week?
Yeah, I think, Trevor's, he's been able to do everything in 2 weeks, and so now it's good because now we have both Trevor and Bryce, 2 guys that will be able to use in and out and play quite a bit. So
How do those two guys complement each other?
really, I mean, they're both the same player. They're athletic, they're physical. You know, got obviously a good catch radius, good ball skills. So you know, we've used some 2 tight end stuff, and we're probably able to use some more when we have to. But it's just good to have him back because he can help us in not just on offense but on special teams.